Hey everybody, it's Commander Clyde. Welcome back. We are here for some more patch notes. But this is a big one. This is unprecedented. This is it, as they say. This is the Season 8 update notes. And we are finally here in 2021. And at the end of SWC, it will begin. And we will move into Season 8. Of course, long PTS period, I'm sure. But we're here now to look at the notes. Anyway, a bunch of skins. You know, whatever. We don't really look at those, do we? The season pass for 2021 here. $40. You get all this stuff here. Locks gods for gameplay if you don't already own the Ultimate God Pack. Ooh. It's just some little something to get you started on the new season there. Anyway, update release schedule. January 26th, we get that stuff, you know. We get lots of bug fixes here. That's a gifting bug. I don't really... This is not the interesting part. That's whatever. Fixed an issue where almost any god / skin had a chance of its voice pack to become silent. Okay, fixed it. Yeah, this is all great. But, you know, bugs are cool. But this is just boring, you know. We want to get to the items. That's what we're here for, right? I'm going to quickly look through these and see if there's one that was... Oh, this one looks like it was probably annoying. Fixed an issue where Lilix was interrupted during the casting time on Suku's leap. She would be removed from Suku. If she did not leap, she should get another chance to leap. If she's interrupted while leaping, this ability goes on cooldown. Interesting. Here's a bunch of skin bugs. Don't really care. Anyway, let's just go here to QOL stuff. What does it say? As part of this year's commitment to Conquest, we are expanding the Conquest tutorial in big ways. This system is a new type of dynamic tutorial. Works along with actual SMITE gameplay instead of forcing you through a step-by-step process. We will work throughout the year to continually update the starts and routes for the system to show players. Detects your role from lobby to provide a unique guided experience for the role. Shows you waypoints throughout the match. Guides you through your starting jungle camp into your lane. Draws attention to respawning camps. Highlights jungle bosses and towers as the game progresses. That's great and all. The problem is it kind of ruins improvisation, which at some point in ranked, you kind of need to learn how to do things differently if you aren't able to do it exactly as you might be shown to do it. So this is good for new players, of course, but later on this could handicap some people just because they're too focused on what they were guided to do. Anyway, but can be manually toggled on or off at any time. Works within co-op or PvP. Never stops or slows down the gameplay. That is cool. Adjusts automatically if you miss spawns, get invaded, or otherwise. This will default to on for players under level 15 and off for those 16 plus. That's smart. Turn this on by pressing escape to bring up the escape menu and selecting the guides option to bring up setting toggles for role guides. So this can be done at any time, or click the guides button in match lobby. A bunch of UI stuff. New escape menu option called guides, which allows players to toggle the following settings: auto purchase, auto skill, auto filter by class, show role guides, show help, show recommended items. Okay, lots of stuff about help tips, and that, boy, this is awkward. God, there's so much stuff about this. I don't care. Let's look at this role trading. Let's look at this. This might be interesting. Added a new button that works like rank god trading, but instead allowed players to trade role assignments. Players will only be able to trade with one player at a time. The player receiving a trade request must accept the role trade request. There's a 10-second cooldown before the player can receive another role trade request if they decline a role trade. Okay, so no confusion there. More guide stuff. Builds will be recommended by rolling Conquest with separate recommendations for Arena and other Conquest modes. Finally. If a build is unavailable, or if a build is available, players will automatically be shown a build for the role they selected in the match lobby, but will have the option to select a different role in game. What? Recommended items will once again show items that are popular among high elo players instead of being based on team comp. Well, I guess that's if you don't role trade but are playing a different role. Players will be able to freely disable / re-enable auto purchase in the match, even after purchasing an item outside the recommended list. See, that was the thing before, is you couldn't properly disable or enable auto purchase within the match. If you turned it off, it was just off. If you turned it on, it stayed on. It's kind of annoying. Here we go. All of these changes apply to all ranked modes, and only ranked modes. All players will be hard reset. Here we go. Removal of the variant system, which is the correct thing to do. That was a failed experiment, and it was making things really weird. Players will experience a more consistent MMR gain and loss from the first game they play to their 100th. MMR gain and loss can still change based on how even both teams appear in the matchmaker. So variance is not going to affect your MMR gain and loss and make it wildly bizarre and inconsistent to the point where you could get as little as 5 MMR, or you could lose as much as 200 or more, I think, in some cases. I don't know. Players can no longer gain or lose more than 100 MMR in a single match. Dude, that's epic. This is the stuff that's good. TP MMR resets will only appear to players above Diamond who become inactive for 2 weeks. Ranked quests and rewards will continue to reset every 2 updates. Ranked rewards, usually given out at the end of the year, will be available to be unlocked immediately. Okay. Cool. But that's a big deal, and this is also a big deal of capping the MMR loss and gain so things don't get wildly out of control and you don't have people getting their matchmaking affected, but you don't end up with people that are really technically low level and not that good being higher than they should, or people that are good being lower than they should be. Hopefully, that's the ideal, because now losing multiple games is going to have more of an impact on you than losing just and just having an unfortunate instance of losing a single match to someone below you or whatever. So no more getting matched up with people division below you, somehow losing, and then losing like 180 MMR for it, because I've been there. I've seen that. New healing rules. Okay, can I explain this quickly without doing all this? Blah blah blah, healing in SMITE is polarizing. I feel like it's unfair that the impacts of fights is not really affecting things because people just heal up out of combat if they have healers. So there's a global aura on the map that reduces healing from abilities and lifesteal. Only apply to players who have not dealt damage or crowd control, or have been dealt damage or crowd control to an enemy god. From here on out, we will refer to this type of combat as brawling. We do feel like that healing while directly fighting feels more fair to fight against, but has the very high variability of being shut out. We are toning down the effect and duration of anti-heal items. So healing in combat is going to become more important, as will anti-heal during combat, but outside it's not going to have a massive effect. And with that, here are the numbers. When you are not brawling or in active combat, your ability and lifesteal healing taken is reduced by 30%. God is considered brawling if they have damaged or applied crowd control to an enemy god or have had that applied to themselves in the last 4 seconds. All of these are getting toned down. I'm not going to go through the specifics. So there's Divine Ruin, there's Brawlers, you guys can read, Toxic Blade, Pestilence, Contagion, Cursed Ankh Upgrade, Shadow Steel. I mean, there's really no reason to go over the numbers. Also, these are getting buffed since they're going to be more effective in combat and less effective outside of combat. There you go. Camp vision changes. Gods that visit a jungle camp on their side of the map will now receive vision in the in-world minimap. Respawn timers for that camp. This is granted even if the camp was invaded and cleared by the enemy. The living Conquest map, in addition to completely new 8.1 Conquest map, there will be 3 distinct updates to the map throughout the season. Each update will have a specific theme that follows the SMITE storyline and God release plan, which means we get in-game lore done properly finally, instead of really disconnect kind of stories that feel disconnected that lack continuity. So and I mean, with the Mulan release, they started really ramping up on their lore development within the game, which is good. Okay, so keep this going. New layout to the Conquest map, wider map from lane to lane, longer map from base to base, completely reworked jungle with more variance in paths and geometry. Some paths are especially narrow and others are wider. New camps and locations. New art set. Chaos side is Tiamat's Babylonian Fortress, or Tiamat. I don't know how that's intended to be pronounced natively. Order side is a rebuilt Mount Olympus. Order and Chaos Towers have completely new models. Chaos Titan is a new character. Chaos Minions are completely new characters. New jungle monster Scorpion, that, as you can see from the map, which we can't see here, they appear in various locations near the lanes, and sometimes within the lanes themselves there's spots for them to spawn, but I think he's like a variable location, so it won't always spawn in the same spot after it's killed. I'm not positive about how the Scorpion works. They will actually tell us down here, I think. No NPC Greater Scorpion Jungle. Okay. The game objectives located in the jungle. 2 greater scorpions will spawn on each side of the map in both the Gold Fury and Fire Giant pits. While alive, these monsters prevent the spawn of both major and neutral bosses. After a greater scorpion is slain, its spawn location will move deeper into the enemy jungle, depending on which team secured the kill. Slaying greater scorpion will enhance your buff camps on the side of the map where it was killed. These camps drop enhanced buffs and provide additional bonuses on top of their base fakes. Okay. Enhanced damage buff additionally provides 7% physical and magical lifesteal. Enhanced speed increases CCR bonus from 10 to 20%. Enhanced mana increases CDR bonus from 10 to 20. Additionally provides 10% increased mana. And enhanced void buff increases attack speed bonus from 10 to 25%. And then new NPC Lesser Scorpion, which is in lane monster. Early game objective for duo and solo lanes that spawn on the outer edges of the map. 2 will spawn in duo lane, 1 will spawn in the solo lane. These monsters will be down when their HP bar is depleted and will require 3 more hits to secure the kill. And gold XP rewards. While in their down state, they emit a healing aura that heals 20 HP per second for a maximum of 10 seconds. If they're downed, I guess it can be stolen. So if you down it and try to take advantage of the healing, your opponent can have time to take it from you and get the golden XP, maybe. Not positive about that. I'll have to see how that works. Base gate. Basically, there's a gates in between the phoenixes, and there's a button you can stand on to open them, and you can only open them that way. That the walls can be jumped, or doors can be jumped or blinked over. And if a enemy player attempts to open it with the trigger, it will take them longer because they're an enemy. Because it's a type of Invader's Curse thing. While all of their Phoenix are alive, gods will now receive reinvigoration when exiting their fountain. Increases out of combat movement by 40%, lasts 5 seconds. This will be enhanced by Pyromancer. Jungle, all buff camps now spawn at 20 seconds. All mid-harpy camps now spawn at 35 seconds. Increase mid-harpy respawn time from 90 to 120. Jungle Shrine has been removed. Invader's Curse will now encompass all buff camps until 1 minute. Void Camp, reworked Void Sludge, now stacks up to 3 times. It applies 5% protection reduction per stack. Reduced ability cooldown from 30 to 7 seconds. Debuff lifetime reduced from 20 to 10 seconds. No longer lowers your targeting priority from other minions. Starter items. Just to say, let me see, why did they bring them back? We might actually want to know that logic. The first time you buy in SMITE has a large impact on how you plan to tackle that given game. Blessings, while providing a great roadmap for how to play the early game, often removed much of this flexibility you might expect in a MOBA because there were not that many of them. I want to bring back each player's ability to alter not only their early game, but make this decision more meaningful later. Starter items are returning, and you have lots of variety for expanding that. I think there's actually 3 starter items intended per class or something, which would be a total of 15 starter options, which is way more than the 7 you got in Conquest. You might have gotten less than that with the blessings. I don't remember. Bluestone Pendant is back and all that stuff. Okay, there's a short list down here. We'll get to that in just a second. Okay, there's 16 starter items with 2 upgrades apiece. We will get down to that in just a minute. That kind of explains everything. Yeah, there's a bunch of starter items you can pick from, and each one of them can have 2 separate upgrades that you can choose depending on how you want to play in the late game. But yeah, it's pretty basic thing to think about. So here, this actually kind of lays it out. Blessings are gone. Starters can be purchased level 1. Each starter has 2 upgrades. These can be purchased for an additional 1,500 gold at level 20. Support-oriented starter items can be upgraded at level 17 because generally your supports are further behind in XP farm. Anyway, once you have left the fountain with a starter item, it is the only starter you can get that game. Starter items do not have any class lock restrictions. The only restrictions are based on the power type that they provide. Jungle-focused starter items are unavailable in non-conquest modes. See, very clever. I could talk about all this stuff down here, but I'd rather just go down to the text below and give you the stats because that'll be faster. Although this does explain playstyle, so maybe we will do that and skip the stats because that's kind of boring. Oh god, there's a bunch of these. Anyway, Death Toll is back. Provides a sustain-oriented and defensive start, allowing for effective early trades. Restore health and mana for landing basics. Can be upgraded to Death's Embrace or Death's Temper at level 20. Death's Embrace will restore even more health and mana. Death's Temper slay enemies to gain additional basic attack damage. Gilded Arrow farming carry starter item. I guess I should read that too. Gilded Arrow allows guild last hitters to really show their stuff. What it lacks in sustain, it makes up for in long-term farm and immediate offense. Diamond Arrow removes the need for a target, providing near constant income, while Ornate Arrow encourages you to hoard your treasure for a large offensive boost. My voice is going to be so tired. So here we go. Mark a minion for a bounty every 10 seconds. Last hit to claim the bounty can be upgraded to Diamond Arrow or Ornate Arrow at level 20. Diamond Arrow, defeating anything provides the Gilded Arrow bounty. Ornate Arrow, gain bonus stats for all your unspent gold. And Leather Cow, the utility carries item. Leather Cow provides early rotation capabilities, providing speed to get to fights and attack speed to help you win fights. Hunter's Cow turns this attack speed into a team-wide boon, while Leader's Cow encourages your team to group up around you. While alone, gain movement speed. While near an ally, gain attack speed. Can be upgraded to Hunter's Cow or Leader's Cow at level 20. Hunter's Cow, while alone, gain movement speed. While near an ally, provide an attack speed aura. Leader's Cow provide bonus power while your team outnumbers your enemies. There's more info on that further down. Warrior's Axe standard solo starter item. Warrior's Axe may look familiar. Warrior's Blessing encourages brawling and trading. Warrior's Axe looks to capture that at level 20. Upgrade it to steal heavy amounts of health away or become the hero for your team and defend them while they are CC'd. Steal flat health away from your opponents after damaging them. Can be upgraded to Sundering Axe or Hero's Axe at level 20. Sundering Axe steal a portion of their current health from your opponents after damaging them. Hero's Axe protect crowd-controlled allies with a shield. And Bluestone Pendant, aggressive solo starter. The familiar Bluestone returns. This item excels at gods who can poke and need some additional help clearing. Bluestone Brooch turns the damage over time up to 11. Corrupted Bluestone throws away the poke playstyle, encouraging you to mix it up with large conditional attack speed stem. Apply damage over time to your enemies. Upgraded Bluestone Brooch, apply % health damage over time to enemies hit by your abilities. Corrupted Bluestone, for every enemy hit by your damage over time, you gain attack speed. So yep, like it says, this is good on the gods that need that like poke and maybe need some additional help clearing. So I mean, some Wukong's your basic poke solo laner because his one is a long range and it's very easy to hit usually. So yeah, gods like him are what you're thinking about. This could be good at Osiris depending on how you play it, because his lane clear is not always the best. Of course, gods like Hercules, this is going to be very strong on Hercules. I think. I mean, his clear is already pretty good, so makes it more dominant if you want to play it that way. Anyway, Warding Sigil, magical protection, solo starter item. Really want to survive against a magical bruiser? Warding Sigil provides high defense when you are actively fighting your opponent. Sigil of the Old Guard turns you into a wall for your team, while Infused Sigil turns you into a bomb for your team. Either way, you will want to dive into a fight head first. So this is a counter, I guess, specifically to Cthulhu. So you can hang with him a little better in the lane since he's a popular solo pick right now. And of course, like, Artio is nothing to sneeze at either. She's still pretty good in solo too. Anyway, gain flat damage reduction when hit by abilities. Sigil of the Old Guard, gain % damage reduction when hit by abilities. Infused Sigil accumulates stacks when hit by abilities. Explode for damage when enough stacks are accumulated. Mid starters, Vampiric Shroud, standard mid item. Vampiric Shroud is another familiar face. Needs sustain for the early game. Vampiric Shroud has you covered, literally. Blood-Soaked Shroud provides potentially infinite lifesteal, while Sacrificial Shroud allows you to heavily burst if you are willing a large amount of health with each cast. Willing to lose, I guess. Blood-Soaked Shroud, restore more health and mana. Gain stacks of bonus lifesteal when your abilities deal damage. Sacrificial Shroud, your abilities do more damage but cost health in addition to their mana. Ooh, that's fun. So you have people play around that. So the Sands of Time, cooldown mid-starter item. Sands of Time returns, allowing you to cast often and providing the mana to do so. Pendulum of Ages rewards you for staying high on mana with a large amount of power, while the alternate timeline distorts space-time, providing you with an extra chance to live. Gain additional MP5 if you get low on mana, can be upgraded on Pendulum Vages for the alternate timeline at level 20. Pendulum Vages gain more MP5 as you get low on mana, gain additional power as you stay high on mana. The alternate timeline. When you would die, jump to alternate timeline where you instead lived. So this is obviously intended for, I think, squishy or low mobility mid laners that like to have their abilities out, lots of those things, or would be in a position where they could easily be killed and bursted quickly and die. This would help save them instead of them dying. So, you know, that's good. I mean, that's good on really any low mobility mid laner. Okay. Anyway, Conduit Jim, aggressive mid-starter item. Conduit Jim is for the mages who want to fight early. The bonus damage allows for deadly bursters simply to help clear your wave. Archmage's Gem, scaling this effect to a % of your magical power while Gem of Focus provides useful stats for those who opt into constantly casting. So we're looking at Thoth, Agni here. Gods like that. They're relatively safe and are generally pretty encouraged to fight early. Anyway, accumulate stacks that are consumed when your abilities hit, dealing bonus damage. Archmage's Gem, accumulate stacks that are consumed when your abilities hit, dealing more bonus damage. Each time you cast an ability... Oh, Gem of Focus. Each time you cast an ability, gain up to 3 stacks of focus. Fail to continuously cast and lose all your focus. And these will deal bonus damage when you hit on the next ability you hit. I think. Less focus is a separate stat to whatever this is talking about. We'll see. Bumba's Dagger, standard jungle starter. The all reliable of junglers. Bumba's Dagger. They couldn't waste the chance to revive the name Bumba's, could they? Bumba's Dagger will be familiar to all but the upgrades. To all... Okay. I'm reading this wrong. To all but the upgrades give junglers something new to look forward to. Bumba's Spear turns you into a monster, burning through any objectives, including structures. Bumba's Hammer encourages in-hand and ability weaving, while a hefty in-hand stem and some ability cooldown reduction. Deal bonus damage to jungle monsters, restore health and mana when jungle monsters are defeated. Can be upgraded to Bumba's Spear or Bumba's Hammer at level 20. Bumba's Spear, deal massive damage to jungle monsters, bosses, and structures. Restore more health and mana when any of these are defeated. Bumba's Hammer, when you cast an ability, your next basic attack does bonus true damage. When you hit with this basic attack, your ability cooldowns are reduced by 1. Fenrir is going to love this. God, he's just going to constantly jump at people. And then hit the basic attack. And then hit the brutalize. And then jump again. And it's like, man. Eye of the Jungle, attack speed, jungle starter item. Eye of the Jungle allows you to maintain control of the jungle, giving you sight anywhere you slay a jungle monster. Seer of the Jungle takes this a step further, giving you the unique ability to sweep for wards at any time. If fighting is more your taste, Protector of the Jungle makes you a major threat while fighting on your home turf, the jungle. Ooh, this is big time stuff for like Set, Bakasura, and Nemesis here. They should like this one. When you slay a large jungle monster, you place a 30-second ward where it dies. Seer of the Jungle, when you slay a large jungle monster, you gain the ability to see wards temporarily. Protector of the Jungle, gain bonus power and protections while in the jungle. I mean, this is attack speed jungle starter item, so I guess it'll have attack speed. It doesn't have the stats here. See, the Mannequin Scepter, aggressive jungle starter item. If you've been around for a while, if things strike fear to your heart more than the Mannequin Scepter, previously only on a single PTS, Mannequin Scepter returns, and a probably extremely early one. just with more reasonable values and effects. Use the burn to melt through jungle monsters and provide an extra kick to your ganks. Mannequin Mace turns up all these effects, while Mannequin Hidden Blade allows the assassin to truly lurk from the shadows and wait for their time to strike for devastating effect. Damaging an enemy applies damage over time and slows their attack speed. This damage is extra effective against jungle monsters. Can be upgraded to Mannequin Mace or Mannequin Hidden Blade at level 20. Mannequin Mace, damage an enemy. Damage an... What? My brain. Damage an enemy applies a stronger damage over time. That's just written weird. And slows their attack speed more. The damage is incredibly effective against jungle monsters and bosses. Mannequin Hidden Blade, hitting a target when you have not recently been hit by or have dealt damage, provides a large burst of damage on the target. I really should have just kept some water in here, because holy crap, my throat. Oh god, we're almost done. Sentinel's Gift, standard support starter item. Sentinel's Gift provides everything a support would need, health and mana to trade effectively and gold to keep up with your team. Sentinel's Boon keeps this up and can bring a burst of healing when it counts. Sieging the enemy base. Sentinel's Embrace gives you the flexibility with your aura. Skilled supports can position themselves to provide protection to everyone or just the individual who needs it most. Getting an assist restores health and mana, provides bonus gold, can be upgraded to Sentinel's Boon or Sentinel's Embrace at level 17. Sentinel's Boon, getting an assist, restores percent health and mana and provides more gold. Sentinel's Embrace provides a large amount of protection split evenly among nearby allies. Very nice. Benevolence, tactical support starter item. For supports who want to roam to provide assistance across the map, Benevolence not only rewards you even when not in lane, but directly can empower your allies. Compassion will make your whole team want to be near you as you take damage for them. Animosity, however, is for those with a more offensive game plan in mind. Turn your health into an offensive force and tear down your opponent's structures. Gain passive gold and XP. A portion of your XP and gold gained from defeating enemies is lost to you. If an ally is nearby, you provide it to them instead. Compassion. A portion of damage taken by allies is redirected at you. Animosity. Your basic attacks deal extra damage based on your health. Structures take significantly more from this effect. So this is very aggressive pusher in your face item. And from what I'm looking at here, it's probably intended that you build a lot of health to have this. And as we saw earlier, support starter items can be upgraded 3 levels earlier because generally you will be underfarmed compared to the rest of your team. And Warflag, aggressive support starter item. Warflag is an old arena favorite, but has strong uses for aggressive support. Empower your ally and fight together with a strong stem in between each minion wave. With a war banner, your team will be moving and attacking fast, while Spartan Flag will allow them to hit hard while standing near its placement. This is more my speed. Getting an assist restores health and mana to all nearby allies and provides a boost to their movement speed and attack speed. War banner can get an assist. Getting an assist restores percent health and mana to all nearby allies and boosts their movement speed and attack speed more. Spartan Flag, damaging an enemy drops a Spartan Flag, providing power to allies who stand near it. Neutral starters. There's currently only one. But last not least, Tainted Steel. If healing is something you want to reduce from the start, this is the starter for you. Tainted Breastplate is a new and late game anti-heal item, while Tainted Amulet turns a healer's strength around and allows you to benefit from it. Enemies hit by your damaging abilities have their healing reduced. Tainted Breastplate, enemies hit by your damaging abilities have their healing reduced more. And Tainted Amulet, enemies hit by your damaging abilities have their healing reduced. Healing reduced this way is transferred to you. And there's a full text, which we're not going to look at because that's going to take a while. So, do. Going to skip all of that. Okay. Elixir power, 10% pin. Elixir defense now provides 5% mitigation and 20% crowd control reduction. To make it feel worth the gold. Shield of Thorns, decreased damage reflected from 40 to 30%. Decreased cap of damage taken from 150 times the level to 120 times the level. Shield of Thorns upgrade. The same, it just reduces healing from lifesteal. Okay, adjustments to tank items. I'm not going to read all this because my throat's not going to make it. Witchblade, now built off Adventurer's Blade, no longer provides attack speed, now provides 30 physical protections, increase attack speed reduction aura from 20% to 25%. Decrease health from 300 to 250, now provides 30 magical protections. Did they just feel like it wasn't worth it to just have health as your main defensive stat on these? I don't know. Increased health from 300 to 350, now provides 10% crowd control reduction. Damn. I guess they feel like it needs to be better since there's a lot of supports that are building this item and foregoing an extra protection item. And Emperor's Armor, increased physical protection 50 to 60 to help it feel more worthwhile outside of being near a structure. Talisman of Energy now provides maximum stacks on a God, Death, or Assist. Fair. Jotun's Wrath, increased physical power from 40 to 50. Oh my god. It's going to go off. Stone Cutting Sword, decreased cost from 2,500 to 2,350. Berserkers, decreased physical protection from 30 to 20. Increased physical power from 40 to 50. Increased physical power from Berserk passive from 20 to 30. They want this to feel like it's a definitive assassin bruiser item or something, I guess. And they also thought it was, I guess it was too tanky for warriors that were trying to take advantage of it. Warded Shield, decreased cost from 1,400 to 1,150. Decreased magical protection from 35 to 25. And who knows how to say it? Anculate, Ancilate, whatever. This item is decreased magical protection from 50 to 30. Increased physical power from 40 to 60. Serrated Edge now provides 10 physical power per stack. No longer provides 10 basic attack power per stack. Celestial Legion, increased magical power from 60 to 70. Spear of Desolation now decreases ultimate cooldowns by 8 seconds on getting a kill or assist on an enemy god, in addition to reducing non-ultimate cooldowns by 2 seconds. The thing is, get a deicide 40-second ult cooldown reduction. So you can do it again. Assuming you're involved in all those kills. It's pretty bonkers. Obsidian Shard, increased magical power from 70 to 80. Polynomicon, increased magical power from 85 to 95. Tarn's Coin, new art to show you what stats you have for your buffs, since it does 2. Soul Reaver no longer provides 10% magical penetration because they thought it was too easy. Decreased, I guess, cost from 2850 to 2650. Increased percent health damage at maximum strength from 7 to 9%. Focused on general offense and Hell Shred. No more pin. Rod of Tahuti now provides 10% magical pin. Aha, there it is. Even though it's got a lot of power, it probably doesn't need the extra pin. Because it's still not hard to get pin. Cursed Orb, decreased movement speed from 3 to 2%. Decreased stack count from 5 to 4. Increased magical power per stack from 3 to 4. 15 to 16 total. Extra stack of movement speed lost. And do more decreased movement speed from 6% to 4%. There is an overall nerf of movement speed in case you, for mages, in case you guys weren't aware. You'll see more of that a little bit later. Shifter Shield, increased physical protection from 15 to 25. Increased protections gained while under 75% health from 35 to 40. Decreased cost. So they want the passive to feel a little stronger for bruiser intentions. Frostbound Hammer, increased physical power from 25 to 35. I don't know why. Increased attack speed reduction from 15 to 25%. I don't know why. I think they want to shift what gods this is being used on. And also take the sledge somewhat out of favor. But there's certain situations where this could end up getting abused. We'll see. Runeforged, increased health from 200 to 250. Decreased power from 50 to 40. Increased passive damage increase from 15 to 20%. And of course, sledge, decreased health from 300 to 250. Decreased protections per stack from 10 to 8. And then Shield of Regrowth, decreased movement speed on passive from 40 to 30%. Dominance, new item built from Charged Morningstar, 2500 gold, 55 power, 200 mana, 200 or 20 MP5, 10% pen. Passive, your basic attacks benefit from an additional 10% physical penetration. It's really just build variety for hunters. Which they don't have a lot of. Oh my god. And Atalanta's bow, decreased physical pen from 20 to 10%, decreased cost from 2450 to 2200. That's a big reduction. Increased maximum stack count from 3 to 4 on the Executioner, 21 to 28% pen, because it's not really been built as much. It's been missing from most builds. 8-pointed Shuriken no longer provides crit chance. Increased power from 15 to 25. Decreased cost from 15 to 1400. Hidden Dagger no longer provides critical strike chance. Increased physical power from 10 to 15. No, Short Sword no longer provides critical strike chance. Increased physical power from 20 to 25. Decreased cost from 15 to 1350. So they are nerfing the low and mid tier crit items here. So you don't get instant crit benefit and only get them when you finish them. Hence increased power on these. But increased cost on rage though. Just to be careful. And Deathbringer, increased physical power from 40 to 50. Increased physical power from 30 to 40. Increased attack speed from 10 to 15%. When Demon, increased critical strike chance from 15 to 20%. Poison Shard, decreased cost from 25 to 2300. Decreased poison slow from 15 to 10%. Okay. So, Janus. This is a bizarre thing. Janus has a long history in SMITE. When strong, he often feels very frustrating to fight against with moments of high variability in his damage output combined with strong high-level utility over time. This utility and damage have been nerfed in response to the point where he struggles to see success at any level of play. It's very rare you see success with this god, although a lot of low-level players love to pick Janus, and they're all bad with Janus. So, figure out that conundrum for you. Jeez. Our goal with this minor rework is to help improve this variability around his kit when it comes to damage. We want players to have a more consistent experience playing as and against Janus. Anyway, let's go to the abilities. Portal, players falling from a Janus portal can now be damaged before they hit the ground. Previously, they were untargetable until after they hit the ground completely. I mean, just work on your timing. Going through Janus portals now is a unique sound different from Blink. Unstable Vortex. This is where it gets really dumb. Now damages enemies who are in between the projectiles. A chain of energy connects the two orbs showing the damage area. Enemies can still be double hit if they're hit where the two orbs meet, but you're taking a skill component out of the god that is not actually part of the problem of why he's not played well at pretty much any level outside of Grandmasters or Pro. Janus' problem is he takes a different mindset for most mages to play every time. Most issues with him is a positioning issue with the player that's playing them. Just not fully understanding how to play Janus. This does not fix that. You will still have the same playability issues with the god at lower ranks because bad players don't know how to play Janus even though they want to play Janus. Through space and time, the ability can now only ever deal up to 75% of a target's max health. That's kind of boring. I'd rather be able to one-shot people still. This ability's audio has been adjusted to more audible as it travels. Yeah, I mean, you can still one-shot somebody if they've been poked, but... All the movement gods are getting nerfed to movement speed because it's frustrating. Their movement speed becomes more valuable because the map is bigger. Don't want to give gods unfair advantages. Boxer, Insatiable Hunger, decreased movement speed from 7 to 5% per stack. Raw Speed of Light, decreased movement speed from 6 to 5% per stack. Poseidon, decreased movement speed from 15 to 10% at max tide. There you go. Combustion, basic tanking god now provides 2 stacks because they want it to feel different between hitting minions and gods. Of course, yeah, Agni players get very rewarded for being able to land basic attacks during fights. Because combustion is a nasty ability. It's a nasty passive. If you've got the right item build going on. Chernobog, Vicious Barrage, increased attack speed from 20 to 60% to 40 to 60%. Decreased mana cost from 70 to 90 to 60 to 80. Chiron's passive provides strong regen but often lacks the impact of other passives. Herbal Medicine will now provide power to allies being healed, giving it that extra kick. Provides power to all allies being healed, 5 plus 1 per level. Physical power, 10 plus 2 per level. Magical. Kronos is getting buffed to help him compete better with hunters. General increased attack speed per level from 0.8 to 1.5%. That's the big one for helping make him more competitive. Stop time increased scaling from 40 to 45% on both hits. Danzaburo getting obvious nerfs because his abilities do too much damage. Zubi savings decreased bonus power from each pass from 10 to 6. So you don't get all that extra bonus power. Fool's Gold decreased base damage from 70 to 290 to 70 to 270. Less top end. Decreased damage from subsequent hits of money bags and explosions is from 20 to 15%. So, wait. I don't know what that's doing. Was it doing 20% extra damage on subsequent hits? So it does 15, or was it doing that much less damage? I don't know. That's a weird balancing thing. You just have to see how it feels in game. They're making Fenrir too easy. Increased physical power scaling on Unchained from 80 to 95%. Seething Hell immediately generates 2 unbound runes upon cast. Realize increased AoE damage from 50% to 60%. But, okay, that one's really whatever. These two are kind of silly because this is just... Let me jump on you and do more damage. Oh, let me press my 2 and just immediately get extra bonus power. Like, what? Or whatever the runes do. I forget. But that's silly because you can use Unchained, press 2, get that 3 auto attacks, you're back to full runes. Assuming you're full runes when you jumped, you can jump again with full runes sooner or easier. It's like, what the heck, bro? You're just making him annoying. Hachiman. Hachiman's Eagle Eye definitely scared us during his development. Access to extra long range basic attacks was a concern, but clearly this feels fair to fight against. Similar to his last change, Eagle Eye is getting some more love. Lower cooldown will highlight this unique part of Hachiman more often. Additionally, Hachiman and Rama are seeing an adjustment to their ultimate. Both gods could dash while exiting Their ultimate causing their animations to break and visually making them seem hittable when they land, but allowing them to act earlier than intended. Hachiman and Rama will now resolve the landing from their ultimates before being allowed to act or dash. And decreased cooldown from 14 to 12 seconds. Mounted archery fixed an issue where Hachiman can fire other abilities while exiting the ultimate earlier than intended. Hercules. Hercules early game saw a heavy hit during our last round of adjustments. We want to bring up his overall game to offset this heavy hit, and Earthbreaker was a solid place to bring back power. Earthbreaker increased damage from 80 to 260 plus 50% to 90 to 290 plus 60% of your physical power. Not a massive change. This isn't going to make him significantly better. Of course, make his clear a little better, because Earthbreaker will do more damage. It also will feel more rewarding to hit this ability on its own. Anyway, Izanami. Oh gosh, Izanami's basic attacks are weird, and that is a good thing. Her unique attacks allow her to stand out among other hunters, but these attacks did have one strange feeling. As her attack speed rose, it became difficult to really track how many sickles were out and were in the path they were. It never felt that weird to me. In this adjustment, we are allowing these projectiles to speed up as her attack speed increases, making her attack pacing feel more consistent. And death draws nigh. Izanami's sickle projectile speed increases as she gains attack speed. This should result more closely with her sickle returning before a second one fires. Should be a little more fair and just generally feel better. Frostbolt. Oh, Merlin. I should have said the god name first. Frostbolt decreased scaling from 60 to 55%. Decreased radiate. Decreased time between ticks from 0.5 to 0.25 seconds. Change from 10 to 50 plus 30% of your magical power to 6 to 30 plus 18% of your magical power per tick. Because there's going to be more ticks because they tick faster, less power per tick. Total is 40 to 200 plus 120%. Scaling to 48 to 240 plus 144% scaling. So technically it does more damage than its previous version. Ticks more rapidly. I don't know how this is rewarding Merlin, who can find an opportunity to stay close, because yeah, this is a very close range ability. And also Frostbolt getting decreased scaling is not a bad change, because that ability has an extremely low cooldown. Oh my god. My throat's so dry. Oh, Nausea. Do I have to read this whole thing? God help. Nausea, similar to Fenrir, has often found himself more of a support, and it is easy to see why. Flaming Spear encourages high health. His ultimate put him into high danger, requiring tankier items, and his overall scaling heavily relied on critical strikes, limiting his build choice. We want to make adjustments to better give Nausea an opportunity to build power. Flaming Spear will now scale with power, not health. Armillary Sash can no longer crit, but gains heavy scaling. Finally, Windfire Wheels will provide flat protections upon landing. These lower protections can mean the difference between life and death for an assassin, but would be mostly a small bonus for a tank. Same time, we're also increasing the beats window for Windfire Wheels. Flaming Spear heal change from 0.75% of your maximum health per stack to 2 to 10 plus 10% of your physical power per stack. Armillary Sash. So potentially you get more healing if you build more power. Fun. Which is technically how an assassin should probably be designed to work, not based on max health. That's weird. Why are you building health on an assassin if you're like not in the support role? Armillary Sash. This ability can no longer crit. Increase damage from 70 to 190 to 70 to 270. Ooh. Increase scaling from 100% to 150%. They're really like definitively like, Nausea is an assassin, damn it, and you're going to play him like that. That's almost what it feels like they're doing. Because they really want you to build power now. Windfire Wheels. Increase the beads window. Upon landing, you gain 20 up to 40 protections at rank 5 for 5 seconds. I guess Ryzen's struggling in the meta, so here we go. Percussive Storm, decrease cooldown from 10 to 9 seconds. Raiju, decrease cooldown from 16 to 12 seconds, down to 14 to 10 seconds. Thunder Crash, increase scaling on lightning and thunder damage from 20 to 30% on both hits, so 60% total. Rom Astral Barrage, fix an issue where Rom can fire other abilities while exiting the ultimate earlier than intended. And then Soul Unstable Manifestation, increased attack speed from 1% to 1.2%, 25% to 30%. Stellar Burst, increased damage from 35 to 40%, 70 to 80% total. And here's the roadmap going forward. 8.1 is only the start of another fantastic season of SMITE. What else can you look forward to this year? Well, this section will answer that question by spoiling some big things early and hinting at a few others. This list will not cover all our planned updates, and some things on this list might change. Upcoming gods. See our teaser trailer for your hints who might be coming out this year. They are currently planned to be 6 new gods this year, with at least one of each class. The Babylonian was our big player requested addition this year. If you want to be real technical, Sumerian Pantheon, but we're not going to get to all that. They better, I hope they build this one out. I know they want to put out lots of new Pantheons so they can, you know, just have more variety of lore and stuff like that, but I hope they do try to build it out some, because there's a lot, like, your boy Voodoo only got one god, and that's it, just because they want to put the god in the game. So, hope we do a little more. Tiamat 8.2 launch, and Gilgamesh 8.4, because they've been revealed in the trailer already. If you have not seen that, go to the... Is it Titanforge? Is it SMITE by Titanforge on YouTube? I forget what it is, but yeah, you can find it on YouTube. And you can find the other trailer teasing the rest of them. To go so far as 8.12. They're currently planned to be 6 new gods this year, which means there could be more. Who knows what they decide to do. It's supposed to pace itself to be 1 every 2 months. So they're slowing down their release schedule. And finally, upcoming God Reworks. When tuning in numbers alone is not enough to improve certain gods, we apply a concept called a rework. Persephone. This goddess is going to receive changes to the functionality of multiple abilities across her kit, with the main focus being decreased frustration of her enemies and taking down her pro play performance while increasing her casual performance. Guess it's slow, but I guess maybe in casuals you just have a lot of people who don't understand how to play Persephone. Bastet. We missed the mark on our previous Bastet update. Interesting. Currently, Bastet has strong win percent stats in Conquest, but players feel underwhelmed by her. I have not seen a lot of people playing her. Not in ranked, anyway. I mean, I really just haven't seen her, which is weird because she is pretty strong right now. We are giving her another new passive and another new ultimate that should feel much more like a true ultimate ability. And then at least 2 others. In Season 8, more gods will be receiving reworks that change at least one ability entirely or make heavy adjustments kit-wide. We aren't ready to name them yet, but keep an eye out. Our designers already begun the process on these gods, and we look forward to playtesting them. Then item reworks. Mail of Renewal and Stone of Foul. These two are our current top priorities. Both items are relatively unpopular. We are planning to make them into more interesting options for tanky gods. Item Particle FX. Some items create pretty bold particles on hit, which we think is cluttering the game and obscuring vision. We are going to do a pass on these particles to make sure only essential information is conveyed this way. Other items and upcoming remodels in order of release date. Sobek. A lot of gods get brought up for remodel, so we have to look closely at the feedback and data to decide who goes next. In our opinion, we saw Sobek as the clear front runner. Sobek's remodel has already been concepted and started in 3D modeling and will be launching early in Season 8. I have already seen a rendering of it, and he's going to look pretty nasty. He's going to look like a nasty crocodile that's going to drag you into the river and eat you, which is, that's the vibe anyway. I don't think his model has been changed. I think it's been exactly how it is since he came out, which is rough. At least one other god. We have one god pretty locked down for remodel. Hopefully we'll be able to find time for more. Who could that be? Maybe Vulcan. I don't know that he needs a rework though. He's pretty iconic looking. And he doesn't look bad either. Upcoming skins for gods who aren't often skinned. We got Cerberus, Baron Samedi, Kuzenbel, Circuit, Erlang, Shin, Kali, Vamana, Jean, Quithoth. Planned but not started. Kronos and Sylvanas. Upcoming events. And a bunch of upcoming things, whatever. Okay, I think we've got the main stuff out of the way there. So anyway, guys, with that, that's going to be it for the Season 8 update notes. I'm going to die. My throat is killing me. This took an hour. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will hopefully see you again with some live PTS gameplay of the first Season 8 update. Hopefully tomorrow. As long as it's up. Anyway, like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed that. Leave a comment down below if you want. Let me know what you're excited for in the new season. And with that, check the helpful links down in the description. And I will see you guys next time for some more Smite. Have a good one.